Hi, this is Nick Saporito, director and writer for the short PSA film Ghosting.
And hello, this is Julia Castillo, the co-star of the short film Ghosting.
I wanted to make the short film Ghosting because there weren't a lot of PSAs, public service announcements, for a while. I don't even remember the last one that was made. As someone who was bullied a lot, I thought the project meant a lot to me as well as watching other people be bullied. There hasn't really been a PSA about it for, at least not to my knowledge. I know when writing ghosting and such, I did not find any ghosting PSAs. So I think I might have created the first one. Ghosting has made about six film fests so far, and then I'm hoping to put it on YouTube or go to like other events and play the short as well. I definitely have considered having ghosting in schools. I think it's a good subject. I think anywhere from middle school, high school, colleges need to see this film. I feel the target audience for ghosting is just about anyone who has been bullied or someone that is the bully, to show them that what you're doing is not okay. And it doesn't matter if someone's weird or you don't like them. You don't have to treat someone like that at all. I say everyone should. The target audience is 0 to whatever age we live till.
It very much is, especially with social media today. It happens all the time where I know friends who have had similar experiences being on the bully side, so my character, or being on the other side of the ghostee, the person that has been ghosted. And showing it to high schoolers and even college students could really make an impact and show how it could relate to them and how the other person could be dealing with it, because I know so many people who have had this experience to them before. Definitely with social media, it's become a wider spread issue, because before social media, if you were to ghost and you still lived in the same district or somewhere like that, you could still run into them and it would be awkward. Then you could have interactions still, but with social media and you live farther away or a situation like that, you could just really avoid them and hit that block button and never talk to them again, which is super unfortunate and not fair to the other person.
My thoughts on social media, say I like it. I mean, I remember starting with MySpace and then going to Facebook, Instagram. I think there's, I used to like going on there. Nowadays, I try to avoid it as much as possible with just a lot of the negativity and whatnot. It's like if you post a comment, I feel that not everybody can always respect someone's opinion, and it's just like, it's an opinion, if you don't like it, just simply move on. I'd say social media was one of them. I know there was quite a few inspirations for ghosting. There was the movie, I forget what year it came out, called Unfriended. Music, there's the band Rise Against. They had a song called Make It Stop, September Children. Shinedown's Bully was another inspiration. The process was, I remember watching a lot of PSAs because I wanted to write a PSA and I just wanted to get an idea out, and I thought this would be a really good starting project. I know I helped out on a film for a friend who passed away. It was like a double project called Rose Thorn. I helped write and direct that one, but I just don't take credit for it because it was for a friend who passed away. Also helped and acted in the Our Friend John film as well. Aside from that, I mean, there's a lot of like YouTube videos that I've made, but if you're looking for more silly work, you can definitely check those out. I mean, because I would say this is like my directorial debut though, like first film. When it came to the script, I remember that there were some just last minute ideas that would sometimes just be on the film, and then there would be like people like pulling aside, being like, oh, what about this idea? What about that idea? Or just like, asking the actors to last minute improv just on the spot, or just adding things that we just thought of. So, I mean, to me, I always feel the script is more guidelines.
I've been taking improv for several years now, so I really enjoy doing it. And when I read the script, I already thought, wow, this is a really nice script. But luckily, Nick made it a very welcoming environment to try out different ways to try the lines and different ways to add to the lines to make it more realistic for my character to be me and how I would say it. So there was some points where it was after we discovered from the character that I'm purposely not going to move forward with the star of the movie. And I was improving on ways that I found him to not be my type and to be someone that I wouldn't interact with. And I feel like it really brought the characters to life. And I really enjoyed it. Luckily, when we weren't filming, we were all having a really fun time during our breaks and such. So I knew that everyone knew it was just the acting. And luckily, I'm not a method actor, so I was not being rude to them off set. It was really fun. And everyone had a fun time and could tell when we were filming it was a character. And I would say it's not in my blood to do that, but as an actress, I had to be in the mindset of doing it when I was saying these lines. So it was like a different me in a way, but it was sort of difficult. But when I was in the character and doing it, I kind of thought about how my character would react. I've played many villain roles in musical theater, but this is my first time on film doing it, which is two totally different things. Since one's for stage, you normally have to amp up how the character would react, but when it comes to short films and a camera, you can't do the same facial reactions, because if I were to do a huge reaction, it would look unjustified for the situation. Rather, on stage, it would look like a normal reaction that would make sense.
I felt the improv would definitely helped the characters to really come out of their shells more. I felt that, it really helped people feel like, they could create the character they wanted versus what was on the script. Everyone who did the improv, I think, did very fine with it. I know there were sometimes that some people are even doing improvs to the point where I even had to hold my laughter in, but behind the camera. I can give a shout out to our teacher guy and John JQ, another one of the bully characters. They were just going on it for a while, and I just remember once we stopped rolling, I just let out a huge laughter at the end. Some of the characters, I definitely felt I could base them on previous people that I knew. I don't want to give out any names, but it's definitely, you can think of a lot of the bully characters as like people that are so despicable you would never, you'd never want to meet them, you'd never want to hang out with them. You wish you wouldn't even want to be in the same alley with them.
I also feel like when I was filming during part of the 8 minutes, well, actually it took a lot longer to film it, but there would be lines where I wouldn't be speaking and it would be Patrick, the star of the short film, and I would do actions such as facial reactions and movements to show where my character would be going, so foreshadowing what would be happening in the plot. There's one part of the short film that I saw that I really loved, how everyone reacted. So there was a co-star B, and there was Patrick and I was passing my phone to him, and I was giving him my phone so he could write in his contact, and I made a face to B, who was one of my friends, and we were both bullying him, knowing that I wasn't going to text him, and we made a face that was just for a second where we were like, oh my God, this is so funny. I can't believe we're doing this to him. And it really showed what would be happening, and it was 2 seconds at the max, but if you caught that moment, it could really encapsulate what's about to happen in such a short amount of time.
I mean, there's where to begin with favorite parts of ghosting. I mean, the whole experience was great. Everything from just giving actors and actresses, you know, just the whole cast and crew, just giving them, you know, the way of, you know, putting this on your resume, you know, because no one got paid for this at all. I mean, the most payment that you got was like free food and all. You know, because we didn't even have a budget either to get paid and all. And I don't know if people really make money off PSAs anyway. But I'd say that, and also just like I even remember during breaks, you know, there were even people who were bonding and becoming friends, and I just really love seeing that. You know, not just creating like something like that, but also just creating memories for people, you know, to become friends, you know, as well as give them something that they really love to do, or and all, as well as be as welcoming for people, because I'm not sure how many people even were on that project. It was like their first time, their second time, but if it was their first time, that's really cool, because, you know, I always feel like it's good to welcome people into acting, you know. If you've never acted before, I say, if you're watching this, try it out. I think you'll do fine.
One of my favorite parts of filming ghosting was probably learning about the production teams and some of the people that I wasn't on set with in the moment talking to. So when we were on breaks, I got to find out one of the camera assistants, what he was doing since he was in school, helping out, and this is one of his first credits for filming, and it was very interesting to find out about his background and such, and also getting in contact with some of the people that I was filming with. And just, we still have a group chat of the girls that were in the film, and we were just talking in a couple days ago, because I was talking about this interview, being like, I'm so excited for this. And these memories that we created, and I totally agree with the point that it was so fun. And if you do want to pursue acting, it is super fun, and you could be in a position like this, and I would highly recommend.
Ghosting, I think it was at least, like, despite the script being super short, it took quite a while to just figure out how to end it. You know, I know there were a couple versions of it originally I thought about doing. Even when having the script, I even met with former people I all worked with on a video chat, and we just talked about it, discussed it, and I remember from that chat, there were 2 people who ended up wanting to work on the project. The others were unavailable at the time, but, you know, I mean, I'd say probably it took maybe 4 years for the whole thing to finally just get into production. So I'd say the process when it comes to making your first short is it depends on you, you know. You know, what type of film are you making? How well are you going to get along with the people you're making it with? Because I know that one of the big things when it came to ghosting was everyone worked so well together, and I think that's what made the production go so smoothly.
Some of the drone sequences at the beginning were really beautiful and really nice to see. And then also, I would say, seeing all the different shots I took which ones were being picked and how I portrayed it and how the other people around me were reacting to what I said. Some of those moments I missed, but got to see in the finalized version of it. It was really beautiful to see it.
Definitely was definitely getting a cast of people at first, especially trying to fill in for people or just trying to find like people to work on it, because people said that it was either too far of a location or they didn't like because they weren't getting paid. I remember there was a guy all the way from California who wanted to come out but wanted like housing and all that originally. I would say some other struggles I think is just like we only had 2 days of filming, just with like the time of it all is just getting all those shots in and making sure that we can get everything that we need. I mean, I think the project is really great how it is. I mean, I know there's never perfection in filmmaking and all, and everyone makes mistakes, so.
This is also relating to the last question about challenges. I think there's a couple lines where when I was trying to think how would a bully actually portray this line without it sounding too harsh or not harsh enough. So I think there's a couple lines. I would say all of them I was pretty pleased with, but there was one line that I wish I portrayed it in a different way that would be more realistic to how someone would say it in this day and age with a normal facial reaction while saying it to another student.
I've thought about it, but at the same time, I'm not sure. I know I'm currently writing a few projects as well. I would say, I'd say probably if we can get the whole cast and crew together, but who knows how long it would take, or what if everyone would still look the way they are. Like, by the time I get it all done writing, everyone's probably going to be an adult, but could always do a storyline there, I guess. But I guess, I guess if it comes to my mind, it does, and if it doesn't, I guess I'm happy with how Ghosting turned out. I mean, I don't know if all films should always become full length anyway, but I guess we'll see.
Yes, I think it would be really fun to do more film and camera since I have a lot more practice on the stage, but I do truly love doing film and camera work too. So yeah, and I think it's a matter of finding time in my schedule and people that would want a teenager to do it.
I'd say some of the dislikes is just only having 2 days to make this production, and just like, when you're working with a really good cast and crew, just with the limited time you have, and it's just like you just want it to just go on loop forever and ever, But I mean, that's what other projects are for anyways. If you want to know more about Ghosting, you can follow my Instagram page. That's Nick Sapo7. I know I've been posting photos and such, as well as where Ghosting has been playing at film fests. I know that there will be an IMDb page on Ghosting up pretty soon, so if you want any information about that as well. I know I've also been posting information on my small business page on Facebook called Studio Solutions by Nick.
Some good ways to contact me would probably be one through Instagram. My Instagram handle is Julia Castillo 750, JuliaCastillo 750. This is Julia, the co-star of Ghosting.
And I am Nick, the director and writer for Ghosting. Thank you so much for watching this interview, and I hope you check Ghosting out at a film fest or music fest or at a local school or on YouTube.